TSF Entertainment.
Welcome back to the TSF Entertainment channel. What's good? And tonight we are joined by some very special guests that you will recognize from Raising Kanan season 4. They are here for a sit down to talk about their experiences on the show and their careers and their upcoming projects. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring our special guests up. First, introducing to the stage, we got Mr. Jamar Nichols, aka Hollow, in the building.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Then we got Mr. Rojiggy in the building.
Man, what's up, man? How's it going?
What's good, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Good, man. I'm good. I'm blessed.
Blessed, for sure. Definitely blessed. Thank you for having us.
No, thank you for being
man.
here with us. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yes, sir,
first,
man.
excuse me. First and foremost, thank you both for taking out times of y'all busy schedule to join us. You know, we truly appreciate the opportunity to even have this conversation with y'all. But before we get started fully into the interview, you know, we'd like a chance for y'all to introduce yourselves, you know, fully to the people out there that, you know, and y'all characters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro, you want to start it off? I'll let you do the honors, man.
No, you started off, Jamal. You got this, my boy.
I started. Yeah, I got you.
Yes,
All right, so my name is Jamar Nichols. I'm from New Haven, Connecticut. So shout out to 203, man. Shout out New Haven, Connecticut. And the character that I play in Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, is High Low, part of the Low Life crew. Go ahead, bro. Let's go. The life game.
My name is Rhomain Rawlings. I'm from the Bronx, New York. And the character I play on Raising Kanan is Flip-Lo, you know. Get down with us.
You know what I'm saying?
Get down with us then.
And we are the TSF Entertainment Podcast. We're two of the 4 hosts behind the mic of the show. I'm Retro CG, aka Retro Low.
Retro Low.
Yes, sir.
That's dope.
And with me, I got my co-host, Mr. Pressure Hightus.
Yo, what's going on, people?
AKA Fresh Low. So we part of the Low Life crew too.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead, Retro.
But real quick, before we jump into the interview, I just want to remind everyone, in light of their NDAs with stars, we want to be clear that we will not be asking any spoiler-related questions about the show. We'll only focus on your personal experiences on the show, your characters, and maybe a few questions based on the episodes that we've already seen. And most importantly, we would like to know about your future endeavors. So just a message to the chat. The chat is being moderated. We ask everyone, please show respect to our guests. Please, no spoilers. Inappropriate comments will be removed, and the delete button is working and it's active. So now with that, we can go ahead and jump into the interview. One of the first questions we would like to ask both of you is, how did you guys get into acting?
You want to start it, Jamar?
Oh, I started. So me, I've been acting since 5th grade. I got into acting because, you know what I'm saying, the neighborhood I grew up in is still not the best neighborhood at all. You know what I'm saying? It was real. So all my homies, you know what I'm saying, we was class clowns. That's what we did. All through 5th grade, that's what we did. We was clowning, we was doing all that. But me, I kind of was getting in trouble the most for it. So my librarian and my music teacher, they was like, you know, you want to be a clown? And I was like, school, man, I ain't worried about school and all that stuff. I know I'm gonna go be like my homies that's on the block. I'm gonna be bigger than that. Nah, my librarian and my music teacher was not having it. They was like, nah, we gonna put you in a play. You want to be a clown? We gonna put you in a play. And I got that reaction on stage, and I ain't getting in trouble for it. I was like, oh yeah, I ain't getting in trouble for it. They ain't calling my father. I fell in love with it after that. I can get behind it.
That's dope. That's a dope story right there.
Yeah.
All right, Ro. So same question for you. How did you get into acting?
So me personally, it started I'll say probably 4 years ago, and I'm a movie junkie, so I love especially the old school films and stuff. So I watch a lot of films and series, and then one day I was watching a lot of series that was based on friend groups and tight-knit friends, and I was like, yo, it would be dope to recreate this, you know, it would be dope to bring this to life. You know, I have friends, and And one day I just came up with an idea for While We Here. That's one of my first projects that I ever created. I wrote and directed, and brought all of my friends together.
Uh-oh.
I didn't see that. Brought all my friends together, and we filmed it. And ever since then, I've just been acting and doing my own short films and directing and writing scripts. So ever since then, I've just been locked in.
That's what's up, yo.
That's what's
That's
up.
dope.
Bro.
Thanks so much.
dope.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Next question we got for y'all. So, what was your journey like before landing the role on Raising Kanan?
I'm gonna let you start that one off, man. You muted, man.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go.
There you
There
go.
we go. Jamar with the lob right there. Appreciate you, my boy.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, my journey before Raising Kanan was like, as I said, I was doing a lot of films. Like I was consistent and I was really locked in because I'm like, yo, one day I'm gonna be on TV, bro. And I just gotta stay locked in. I gotta stay committed. I gotta stay dedicated. And I was just shooting films like every day. There was like recently, I filmed 7 days straight of short films and like dropped it consistently. And I'm like, yo, I need to be on TV, bro. I know it's gonna happen one day. I just gotta stay locked in. So I just one day got a manager, found my manager, and got advice from my fellow actors and peers in the industry. And ever since then, I've just been focused and locked in and dialed in. And then sooner or later, Raising Kanan came in, man.
Wow.
I love that.
That's what's
The
up.
thing-
That's dope.
I think for me, so mine, I graduated. I went to college. I went to Western Connecticut State University, and I got my theater degree. But that did not prepare me for what the real like world was going to be. They did a lot of typecasting and stuff. Like they focused more on the musical theater students. So I didn't get casted in my first show until my senior year, but I didn't have a resume to go off of. So I made the business decision for myself. Is the day after my graduation, I paid $1,400 to enter a competition. I think it was like 700 or 800 to like 1,000 people in this competition. It was $1,400. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this. I'm invest in this. And this competition called the New England Talent Showcase, which was in Mass. So I was driving back and forth to Mass, like competing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then I just wanted to do it to get exposure, but I ended up winning it. And then I won it, and then that's where I met my agent. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Frontier Booking International, my agency. And I had 2 auditions. One was for The Equalizer, and then one was for Law and Order, and those didn't hit. And then the strike happened in 2023.
Okay.
And then right after the strike was over, the first audition I had was for Power. I did Power like December 2nd. I found out I got it Christmas Eve.
Wow.
Man, I bet that was an exciting experience.
Yeah.
Man, best Christmas gift ever.
I was about to say,
That was a great Christmas gift, yo.
That's
For real.
I know that was a great Christmas gift.
No, for
Mhm.
sure.
So
For
next
sure.
question, you guys kind of already touched on a little bit. I would just ask a portion of the question.
Mhm.
Were there any specific actors or moments that inspired you to want to pursue this career further?
Want me to go first, Jamar?
Yeah,
So actors in particular, because there's a lot of actor friends of mine that's in the industry inspired me as well, and actors and films, a lot of films inspired me, such as like my boy Michael Rainey Jr. as he plays Tyreek St. Patrick on Power. He is a big inspiration, especially chasing this Raising Kanan role, and he gave me a lot of advice prior to booking a role, which I'm hella appreciative of. And Chris O'Neill, my boy, he played Daniel on Greenhouse Academy on the Netflix show, and then Brett Gray, he played Jamon on My Block. These are a lot of actor friends in the industry who really inspired me to like, I could really do this. I could really be on TV and do what they do. So shout out to them, and I hella respect to their craft and what they got going on. So hella appreciative of them.
That's dope, man. That's mad dope. Every time you tell that story, man, I heard this a couple times, y'all, but it's still dope every time I hear it, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, Appreciate it, bro.
I think for me, with me, like industry wise, I look at like people who work the hardest. Now, obviously, there's Denzel Washington. There's like those ones. Those like Mount Rushmore ones. But I look at Kevin Hart. Like his work ethic is what inspires me. Like he's like a machine. This man doing like 2-3 movies, like 60 credit card commercials. Like he's like a machine. The amount of work that he puts in, and he's still the same amount of hunger he was since the beginning of his career. He's damn near a billionaire at this point. So like I follow his career a lot, and that's like that hunger. I want to make sure I keep it. So that's why I really pay attention to like him in the industry.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay. So now let's get a little bit into Raising Kanan. Not too much, but just a little bit. Just a couple of questions. So the first question is, how did the opportunity come about to join Raising Kanan?
I'll go first. So basically through my management, shout out Brandon. The one day, Raising Kanan came through my email, and I was like, Raising Kanan, like Power, like this is like I used to watch Power from the OG, and and Ghost, and I'm like, yo, this is dope, bro. I gotta get this audition. So immediately I started hitting up my peoples. I hit up Michael, and he was like, yo, you got this already. My friends is like, you got this already, and I'm like, wow, that's like, this is crazy. So I locked in, man. I really locked in, and shout out my management for getting me that audition, and then sooner or later I got booked for the role, so hella grateful for that.
I mean, I know you were probably excited about that, yo.
Oh man, I was excited.
World. Power?
I wanted to tell everybody Power.
Yo, I swear, man. I swear. That was the hardest part.
Well,
that was the hardest part, keeping that joint secret, man.
Oh, so you couldn't let people know that you had booked the role, or you had auditioned for the role?
Weekends.
Nah.
Oh man.
Nothing. Like that NDA, they don't play about that stuff. Yeah. And that's why I encourage people too. Make sure y'all read y'all contracts and read the NDAs like very thoroughly. Like when you're getting ready to sign them, read them, because there's a lot of stuff that you can talk about. There's a lot of stuff you can't. Like we wasn't able to tell nobody about this until it was out. So we had to hold this. I couldn't even tell my grandma. I couldn't tell my nana. My nana asked me where I'm going. I'm like, Nana, I got something big going on. I can't tell you what it is right now, but I promise you'll know soon. It's worth a lot. So I get it.
And to add on to that real quick, we filmed that January last year.
So that was a year ago.
So okay. I'm hitting up Jamar every week. I'm like, bro, I can't wait to tell. Like,
man,
Raising Kanan, bro.
And we don't know
next year. I'm like, bro.
See, that's the crazy thing. That's what people don't understand either. People like, we don't know anything after we film and stuff like that. We don't know. They keep it so like close knit and tight because the script is so sacred, and and that's what's important about it. So we didn't know. We were expecting it to come out in the fall like it usually do, and then it ended up being in the spring. We don't really know what goes into that until it's time.
Okay. Okay. That really explains a lot, actually.
Yeah, that explains.
It explains a lot.
It explains a hell of a lot.
All right, Jamar, what about you? How did the opportunity come about for you?
Oh yeah, so with this, I got this email. I got an email from my agent. Crazy thing is, I was doing security at the time, so I'm getting ready. I'm putting on my vest on and everything. I'm getting ready to go do security, and I look at my email. I'm like, I got like 3 emails at once. I'm like, no, let me just look and see. That thing said Raising Kanan. I'm like, So I'm like, man, what's this? I'm like, then I see who it was from. I'm like, oh, this for real. Oh yeah, we got to lock into this. So I took that night off and I watched Paid in Full like 6 times. I'm not really? I sat down and watched Paid in Full 6 times, like just kept rewatching it because I'm from Connecticut. I'm not from Ro. That's where Ro got a little bit of an advantage on me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't from
New York native.
So I had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to really sit down. Like I'm looking at Cam. He like, I'm up at this cat birthday party. You know what I'm saying? He said he put no soy sauce in the bag, B. He said, yo, Mitch, get the soy sauce, B. So I'm learning the lingo, everything. I'm trying, I'm trying to catch on. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to lock in. So I watched it over and over. And one thing about me, when I get an audition put in front of me, I'm locked in. I'm gonna get it's due. If it's due Saturday and I get it on Wednesday, it's gonna get done by Thursday morning.
That's
So I locked in that whole night. I did it in 3 takes, and I submitted it that 3rd take.
So with that being said, I guess that'll roll into the next question. What was the audition process itself like?
You want to expand, Jamar?
Yeah. So the audition process, it was cool. So it's all self-tape. That's what a lot of people don't know too. It's self-tape. So because of the pandemic, auditions aren't in person anymore. So it's all self-tape. So it gives you a little bit of an advantage. You know what I'm saying? And this is for everybody that's actors that's coming up. When you do a self-tape, make sure you have a backdrop, make sure you got a ring light, and make sure you got a reader. Those are 3 things that you need. You know what I'm saying? So we I had a little bit. I did it in 3 takes. We only got if I'm not mistaken, I got like 1 or 2 lines to work with during the audition. The key was I was like, okay, how do I make this work? We got the description, and they let us know like we were about the low life gang is about like we boosting polos off a truck. Like, that's what we do. So I threw on a polo hat. I had a polo beanie on, and I had a polo collar shirt too. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to look as authentic as possible, and that's how I went on mine.
Wow, that bro.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know what? You see how you said you was watching Paid in Full, and you was doing your research, and I rewatched Raising Kanan from episode 1, and I'm like, yo, I gotta get this down packed. But me personally, like, I was already into films that's 90s oriented. Like, I love Juice, and I love Paid in Full, Boys in the Hood, like all these hood classics. So like I already have a 90s vibe to me, the way I dress and the way I talk already. So I rewatched Raising Kanan from the beginning and see what they wore. And then I seen the episode with Jukebox. She had like a polo collar shirt, and I'm like, yo, I gotta get a collar shirt and put a jacket over it that looked like 90s vibe. So I got the attire for that. And, I got my boy who gives a little 90s vibe too. So I felt like it would give a good connection while we doing the audition, the self-tape together. And, I did a few takes as well. And got it in, man. Got it in.
Jamar made a good point because you're from New York. So for you didn't really have to prep for the role as much as far as the lingo is concerned, the area. Whereas he felt like he needed to do a little background and get himself prepared for the role. So for you, it's more like a natural thing, because you live the lingo, you live the life well, not the life, but you were from New York, so it was easier for you to kind of, turn that on.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely got the lingo down packed already because I've been in New York since my whole life. I was born in New York.
Okay.
I learned it. You know what I'm saying? I caught on. I caught on after a while. A few Paid in Fulls, a little bit of Juice. I caught on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask y'all this. So beyond the roles that you guys got casted for, were there any particular characters on the show that you would have liked to have been?
I've never heard that. That's a real good question. Before we answer, I really, what I'm saying, I speak for Roll too when we say this. We want to give a shout out to y'all platform too. Y'all doing y'all thing, man. We appreciate this opportunity too, for real. You know what I'm saying? Y'all doing great, man.
Thank you.
Bro, if we could have played anybody, honestly, if I could have played anybody, I would have wanted to play Ronnie for sure.
Ronnie?
100%. I would have bodied Ronnie. Like,
nah, you would have bodied.
Really? I would have bodied it because I'm so happy and happy go lucky. But I would have turned. I could have turned that mode on real quick.
Turn into Michael Myers.
Wait, I would have played Ronnie if I could play anybody else.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
I feel I would have played. You know who I would have liked to play? Unique.
Okay.
I just like, I love it's he's by the way, Joey Badass is killing the role, by the way.
Yes, he is.
Absolutely.
It's just that he has that 90s vibe, he got it on lock, but he also got that charm to him. Like he also got that swag and the outfits he putting on, you know what I'm saying? He be rizzing up rock. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying?
Fine. You know what I mean?
The furs and everything, that should be dope.
That's crazy, man. Y'all want to hear a funny story? Y'all want to hear a funny story about like that table read?
Go ahead, bro.
I got you. I'm gonna give y'all a little something from the table read. So at the time where y'all were watching the show, Unique was killed off. Literally the episode had just came out where his character had just got killed off by Ronnie. Me and Ro get in the table read after we get fitted. We get in the table read on Zoom. So everybody's up there, you know what I'm saying? Everybody introducing themselves. And then they tell everybody to turn their camera on. And then, like I said, at the time, he's off. And he's in the scene. And I'm like, we was like, oh, we didn't know. We didn't know until we got in the table read. Like, we didn't know nothing, man. Literally. I was like, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah. This is going to be good. Like, so watching the people battle is amazing. Watching the fans battle because we knew what was going on.
Yeah, because I know we be having all these crazy theories out here.
Yeah,
you know, shout out to those folks that live in New York because when y'all filming and those permits go up, you know, they be all over the internet. And the crazy part about it is we brought it up on one of our shows because we saw one of the pics. And I was like, y'all, that's unique. I'm telling y'all, that is unique.
Yep.
It was our episode too. It was our episode too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We argued
about
it
on
the whole year. That's crazy, yo.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I saw it too.
All right. So to get into the next question for both of y'all. So how does it feel to be a part of one of the most talked about and arguably one of the best TV series out right now?
You started, Jamar.
Nah, I got you. Honestly, man, it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like to go from like literally Z-list to A, like, because this is our first role on TV. Like, so this is the first, like, for us to be on the show like this top tier, can't do nothing but thank God, man. For real.
For sure. I 100% agree with that, man. Blessings to God, man. Like, it's really surreal. Like, me talking about this right now still is like, yo, I'm on Raising Kanan. Like, this is a show that me and my friends, and especially in New York, you know, Power is really big in New York too as well. And then, you know, people speaking about Power all the time, you know, they got their theories, they got they all that. But then when I said I was gonna be on, when they figured out I was on Raising Kanan, everybody went crazy, bro. They was like, you gonna be on Power, bro?
Right.
So it's just like, it's really surreal, bro. It's really surreal.
I know that was like a very
kid in a candy store.
Enjoyable
I would have been,
man. What? I still be lit too.
You know, like y'all said earlier, you know how hard it would have been for me to be quiet, not to tell nobody. Like, I'm being Raising Kanan. Like,
it was rough, man.
It was
so rough. Me and Ro kept checking in with each other like as the year went on. Like, yo, Ro, you good? You good? He like, yo, man, I can't wait. I'm like, me neither. I'm just ready for it to come out so I can tell people. Like,
yeah, literally.
To let the build up be even greater though.
So as far as your characters go, are there any specific things you would have wished that your character could have done in the show?
I think I love the fact, I would say, that our scene is so significant because it's when Jukebox get back. Shout out to Haley Kilgore too, one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. Like, completely opposite of her character. Like, she's a sweetheart. Shout out Haley, very talented. But I think for our character, I think our scene was so important was because it was the course of Jukebox going through the transition that you guys are seeing now. Is going through that. So she, like, us getting her to run with us, like me clowning her. I'm telling you, you learn on down there at the BMCC. That's not where you're supposed to be. I want you to be down with us. Like, you might as well. That's why Rose like, come get down with us again, because we getting money right now. You know what I'm saying? So to see her like get dragged in, you see the development, and you think about Power Ghost. Like, how did she get here? And we're a part of that. Like, we're a part of that reason. So I think, like, if we ever get the good thing about our characters though, hopefully one day we get the chance to go back and like and be a part of the future seasons and stuff like that again, because that's the thing about our characters. We're so significant because we're a part of her first criminal story.
Yeah.
Yep. 100% agreed on that. It definitely, and I feel like to be on more missions. And like, yo, a matter of fact, to get Juke back with us,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, get her back on her polo game and all that. Yeah, that would be dope to get her back with us, because she's on BT right now.
She wilding
She
right now. She
is. She
wilding
is.
right now.
She's wilding
She
right now.
is wilding, yo.
She need
You
to
wild.
get back with
Yeah,
us.
this is a totally different side.
So you guys were in episode 403 titled Bygones. The air date was March 21st. Written by
Correct.
Michael M. Chang and directed by Crystal Robertson. This was a really good episode too. You guys were in a really, really good episode. And to your point, Jamar, that was kind of like a transition. We, even in our review, we kind of talked about it. We knew that once she went to the bathroom, where y'all was like, yo, come get down with us. And she went to the bathroom and then come back. We knew right then and there that she was getting ready to transition. We were getting ready to see more of her character. You guys were a part of a very, very important episode, a very good episode, actually. So that's dope. Shout out to y'all for that.
Shout out.
Thank you
So
so much.
Thank you.
piggyback a little bit off of Retro's question earlier. Did you guys do like any background history or like searches development as part of like to know the history of like the Low Life crew to prepare more for your role?
Absolutely. I absolutely did. So every character that I play, I feel like I owe the responsibility to do research, even if that character is fictional and has no research. In our case, it's a little bit different because this and I talked to my uncles and my fathers and stuff about this, and my father is big on going and like buying stuff in New York and stuff like that. That's his thing. So he was telling me that like this is where boosting started. Like this was the start. Like he was like, your crew is so significant because when things were being sold on the streets of New York and bootleg and stuff like that, our gang started that. We started getting official polos and bringing them to the streets and trapping them. That's what we was doing. He's like, your characters it's based off of real people. It's significant. So I just did my research on like what the bootleg world was like. Like, so I just kept diving in and looking into people, how they meeting at trucks in alleyways, grabbing, they telling you go in the truck, grab what you want. And then, you know, you got people snatching and grabbing as a truck pull up at the factory and stuff like that. I did mad research.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, same here, man. Once again, shout out my manager. He had sent me attached files with like, you know, videos like with the low lifes on like YouTube and like articles, and you know, I decided to do more research on the Low Life crew because, you know, I was like, wow, this is based on an actual group. So I was like, I need to see what these dudes is about and all that. And then, like Jamar said, you know, with the polo and all that and how significant they were, it was like, this is really crazy, man. So I did my research and I put it to the character.
Based off of our conversation, it doesn't sound like you may have had, but I'll ask anyway. Did you guys have any challenges with the role?
You know what? I would say Ro, and this is kudos to Ro Jiggy as well, because when we got on set, when we got in our trailer, when we got on our trailers and stuff, when we came out our trailers, we didn't have a lot of time to build chemistry. We only had the car ride there. But okay. Ro made it his business to introduce himself to everybody and figure out who was playing who. As soon as I came on my trailer, he was like, what's up? Like, he was like, who you playing? I was like, yo, I play high-low. He's like, yo, I play flip-low. And then the other, he was like, yo, I play twine-low. Like, so then we met, everybody started to come out, and it was like Ro brought the group together. And then we didn't even realize that we all were shooting together because I was nervous. I ain't know nobody or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to navigate my way around hair and makeup. I don't really know too much about this, but Ro definitely brought us together, and it gave us a lot more time to build that chemistry. And then, like, the crazy thing is, we didn't talk about what we were about to do on set. We just talked about normal life stuff, and that's like kudos to our characters because we built chemistry with each other personally. So that way, when the cameras was rolling, it just felt natural.
That's what's up.
That's dope.
Yeah.
100% agree with that, man. I said, bro, when I got there, it was like what made it easier to like connect with everybody, because that's how I am. Like I'm a social person, and I like always had that ability to bring people together, especially like for my short films and stuff. So once we got there, these like I started speaking to them, getting to know them, and everybody was great vibes. Him, Jillian, everybody else was great vibes, man. And like we was just like having fun. It was like, bro, it was just like us having fun on set, bro. We was like the Juice Crew that day, bro. We was just all
100%. 100%.
literally just having fun, vibing and singing, and it was just like a great experience with these dudes. So it made it easy. So we didn't really have no challenges, man. It was just a fun experience.
So that kind of brings rolling into the next question, which y'all kind of touched on just now. Were there any elements of your real self that you guys brought into your roles?
Man, listen, when I tell y'all, and this gonna sound crazy, I don't smoke, so at all, nothing. Now, mind you, what y'all saw one Black and Mild, right? Y'all say a few puffs. That was Black and Mild, if I'm not mistaken, like number 9, bro.
Number 9, bro.
It was like number 9. And mind you, I'm the only one. I'm like, yo, I don't smoke, but they came with the prop guy came and gave us what he gave us. So I'm like, all right, this shouldn't take long. So it's not really tobacco, it's natural herbs. You know what I'm saying? So it's natural herbs, but it still burns. Like burn. So I'm like, man, we doing this again, man. I'm like, it's cold outside. I'm like, this Black and Mild roll, like, yo, I know your chest hurt. I'm like, you don't even understand, man. It's real out here. So I think trying to like that transition of like, that was probably like the only compromise like I had to make with myself. Like, yo, I gotta really get into this. I gotta learn this, even though I don't know what I'm doing. I gotta figure it out because I'm here now. I'm already here. I'm number 6 right now. That's when I was the 6th one in. I'm like, I gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
I would have been the same way, yo.
Yeah, so
can I get a drink real quick? Can I get a shot?
Can I get a drink?
Yo, right for real.
Jamal it was so funny, bro. I look over at Jamal and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, oh my god.
I was about to say eyes watery from the chest burning and everything.
Oh my god. But shout out to the assistants on set too. The assistants on set, they held it down. Like every time the camera cut, they was bringing me water, you know what I'm saying, making sure that we was good. The set is so like ill, like, and that's like kudos to them too. Like, I've been on a few different sets, like as of recently as well too, and it is nothing compared to what the Power set is like. Like it's so organized and family oriented, like nothing but love, nothing but love. As soon as you step foot up here.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
So I think it was a little intimidating because, like I said, we were building chemistry in the car. It was when we got there that was a little intimidating, which was when we walked in. Shout out Patina Miller, who plays Rock. She was in there, and then shout out London Brown, who plays Uncle Marvin. So they're both in there. So me and Ro looking at each other like, ah, man, and they're like, you guys gotta go in, like, and we like, all right, we going in, like, and then that was just us in there. And then, but they were so, like, it was so nerve-wracking, but they made us feel like home. Like, the first thing Patina came and did was spoke to us. She was like, because we was just staring. I ain't gonna lie, we had a starstruck moment where we was just like looking.
Aura, bro.
Like,
Aura.
Yeah, it was Rock, man. Rock's
aura about herself.
And not to cut you off, Jamar, they were in character. Like, they're in
character.
On set, okay.
And their Rock was wearing she was wearing a leather jacket, right? I believe.
The leather jacket, man. She was in full cat. They had just finished filming.
They just had finished filming, so they in their outfits, and we're seeing them, like, mind you, because we see these people on the TV show. So like this is one of my favorite shows. So I'm seeing Rock. So I get in there, and I'm looking at Rock. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't want to say nothing to piss her off. That's Rock.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely.
But they showed us love, man. She spoke to us. She's like, how y'all doing? She spoke to us, asked us our names. They engaged in conversation. Shout out London. He showed a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? My boy was eating on set. He was doing his thing, but he introduced himself. He was talking to us. And that's for real too. A lot of people think that he be grubbing. My boy be having his food. He be eating, you know what I mean?
Well, he told us not to eat his soup.
He was eating soup. He's like, yo, don't nobody touch my soup either. He was testing, like, it was like he was testing us to see if we was in character. And we was like, nah, we straight, like. And he was looking at us like, you gave us that, like, that okay, like, yeah, they ready, like. I'm like, yeah, man, this is cool.
I bet that made y'all even more hype.
We was hype after that. After that, it was over. We was waiting for the cameras to go. We was ready now. You know, we the stars.
Yep. Let's go.
I pulled down my sleeve so fast. Showed the watch.
So yeah, we ready. You know what I'm saying? We good now.
Yo, that's funny, yo. That's crazy.
Sure.
Retro, I'll take the next one.
Okay, so I guess that you kind of sort of answered it already, but is there a fellow cast member or someone on the set that you kind of took some advice from about the role?
I would say advice. I don't really know on the. I don't think I wouldn't say the advice, but I would say us as a collective, we were giving each other advice as the camera was cutting, like what we can do on where do we stand and stuff like that. I would say London. I talked to him after. I had DM'd him after we shot, and I just told him I was like, yo, I've been on a few sets, and that this was nerve-wracking, but I appreciate like you like showing like love and like really like, you know what I'm saying, making us feel like welcome on set or whatever. And he wrote back and he was like that's all I ever know, man. He was like keep pushing until you get, you know, number one on that call sheet that's gonna come for you. Like he's so much himself, like, and such a good person, like, that he took the time out of his busy schedule to write me back and give me inspiration, like even after we met in person. So you can't fake that right there.
Yeah. Shout out London, man.
Facts.
Shout out London for sure. Same thing with London. Haley, I also had a few conversations with her afterwards, and you know, she was like, you know, she's such a sweetheart, man. She was like, you know, I sent her one of the pictures like that we took on set, and she was like, yeah, it was like great, and you know that she misses us and all that. So it was really dope, man. Like, appreciate.
See, she should have got back down with the Low Life crew.
Yeah, right, man. She should have got back. Got back down with us, man.
Yeah, she got back down with the crew.
It's never late though.
Yep.
We still here.
That's right, because y'all characters didn't get unalive, so that's good.
Oh yeah, nah, we you know what I'm saying? We ain't dead. We ain't dead. I was so glad about that. I was like, please don't put me off.
Oh,
because our characters, the people we play, is a little bit easier for it to get us up out of there. So I'm like, yo, I hope you do well, man.
that's dope.
Y'all could go to caper, and you know what happened. Yeah.
Okay, so for the next one, so besides both of your characters, who is your favorite character in the Power universe?
From any
show?
The
universe?
Yeah,
from any show. From any show. Wow. I'm not gonna lie. Unique, man. Unique is my favorite character. Like, he's my favorite. Like, his sense of style, that's an ill dude. Like, I ain't gonna lie, he an ill dude, man. Just like the way that he carries himself, his style, how he flows, but how he could get gritty real quick, like if you get it twisted. Like, and to see his character, like, and where he's going now at this point, that's why I was kind of tight when Ronnie bodied him. I was like, come on, man, no, not like this. I was hot. But literally a few days later, we found out he's still alive. So
literally. Yeah,
but yeah, unique for me for sure.
I agree with Jamar, man. Definitely unique, man.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, man. It's just the swag and all that. That's the type of characters I like, and he get gritty with it, and he's swaggy with it, and got the ladies, man. Yeah, unique for sure.
So my favorite character across the universe gonna be Ghost. Ghost.
I'm not
okay.
Mario artwork is definitely.
I for sure thought one of y'all were gonna say Ghost, but
yeah, it's
so
Ghost.
Here the unique is
it's unique.
Actual.
I like Unique too. I really like his character and I like his development, but I ain't gonna even front. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I don't like what they doing with him right now. I don't like what they doing with him right now.
Hey man,
they got that boy moving like Michael Myers right now.
Yeah, man, he's Ronnie 2.0.
Yeah, man.
Hey man, he seen death. That's why he saw death once.
But I think
it ain't happening to him again.
I think he gonna get his swagger back though.
He got to get it back because we Team Rock over here. We Team Rock over here.
Team Rock. I'm Team Unique right now. I'm enjoying this.
Oh, okay.
I'm enjoying this. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because you want to play Roddy crazy ass. So yeah.
I'm enjoying this. For real.
Fresh, who's your favorite character?
Ooh, man.
That's a tough one, ain't it?
Out the
You
whole
probably gonna pick Tommy
universe.
crazy ass.
Nah, it ain't Tommy. Heck, out the whole universe. You know what's crazy? I can't even. It's almost like a 3-way tie between
I need to hear this.
between Ghost, like y'all said, Unique, and that third person would probably have to be. Would probably have to be Rock. That third person would probably have to be Rock, because just
I like that.
just her, like, it's just her, like, demeanor. Like, this season right here is like the first time we've ever seen Rock so vulnerable
And show emotion.
like, and her showing emotion. So to see like her almost not do a whole 180, but see her from season 1 up until now, like, all we knew was like the hard body Rock. They ain't play no games, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Your water was turned off immediately. Rock ain't trust you. Now, like, we seeing not a softer side. So yeah, probably those 3. I would probably, since y'all caught me, off guard with it, I'll probably have to take time and like think even more, because I'm sure it's probably somebody else after we finish this interview that's gonna pop in my head like, oh, that person. But it just off the fly, it would have to be those 3.
That's a great one.
I encourage y'all. I'm sorry not to cut you off, but I encourage y'all as y'all watch the show, take time to really pay attention to what happens to her. Because that's when I watch a show, I really break down these characters. You got to remember, Rock is at a vulnerable state right now because she did have an abortion. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that was Unique's baby. Like, so she's already dealing with a vulnerable state, and it's losing her son at this point in time, and trying to maintain her business and be a boss at the same time.
And everything that's going on with her mom.
Losing her mother, mom. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and then watching her brother get to sobriety, and watch her other brother who's starting to cut off the loose ends and messing up. So she got a lot on her plate. So you're getting a lot of vulnerability from her. So just keep paying attention to her as you watch.
Most definitely.
Okay. I guess my number 2 would be Rock. Number 3 is a hard one because it's a toss-up between Unique and Ronnie. I really like Ronnie's character. I wish they would have kept him around a little bit longer with his crazy ass. We really enjoy doing reviews or episodes with Ronnie crazy ass.
Yeah, for sure.
Ronnie was a terror.
Ronnie,
insane.
And, I know it had to be fun to play his character because he just standing there looking crazy at people, like no expression at all. That had to be fun to do.
Got that work, nigga.
Bugging, like he was tripping. So I ain't want my shit to get soggy. I'm like, oh yeah, he eating Cheerios, bugging like this. You can't trust him.
Yo, Jamal, when he got it famous?
Yeah, he had my boy hemmed up on the wall, man. He was like, I want to go see my mother too. I'm like, oh yeah, this
we're famous. That scene we're famous, yeah.
Yeah.
Why do your mom?
Your mother love you?
Yeah, nah. But I'm telling you, anybody that eat Cheerios with a thermal on,
oh yeah,
you can't trust him. You can't
That's
trust
a red flag.
You can't trust him. He got a thermal on the inside. He's fresh out of jail eating a bowl of Cheerios. You can't trust him.
Crazy work, yo. Crazy work.
Yeah, you got it, Jamal.
Moving towards the last 2 questions for you guys. What was the costume and the wardrobe hair and makeup experience like? Did y'all have to go through?
Oh my God. I'm so mad. I'm still
not
mad
like Jamar did. It's not like Jamar had an experience.
Man, listen. So y'all see I got the beard going, right? You know what I'm saying? I worked hard for this. I worked hard for this. So when I got there, my beard was longer than this. It was longer than this. I had my nose ring out. I was cooling. So they're like, you gotta take your nose ring out. Okay, cool. No problem. I can do that. I get dressed. I go to hair and makeup. The director, she's looking at me and she's like, yeah, nah, that gotta go. So I'm like, not my hair. Like, please, I love my hair. Oh, no. Now he was like, nah, the beard. I was like,
no preparation.
Oh, I was like, wait. Well, man, all I had left was a goatee, man. And they cut it down. I ain't never been more sad in my life, man, when I lost my beard, man. So much hard work, man. But The wardrobe
them locks out.
clean. Yeah, man, for real. The wardrobe was clean though. I ain't gonna lie. I saw my fit. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little jealous that Ro got the bread fours from the 90s. He had the bread fours on. I love the Timbs, man. I love my Yuttas, but I wanted them fours, man. But the fit was clean.
Nah, sure.
Did y'all want to keep y'all costume?
Oh yeah, most.
I wish, man. I definitely wanted to. I wanted to for sure. I wish I could have.
I know that's right.
They had me in the bread fours with a polo trench coat, the polo hat, the turtleneck to match it. I wanted to run home with that fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, y'all boys were fresh too. Y'all boys were fresh.
Yeah, y'all didn't get to see it. Y'all didn't get to see his hat. If you looking to see him and pay close attention, it's sitting on the table. It's sitting on the table in the scene.
Okay. When y'all was at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we was at the bar, his hat is thorough, but he couldn't wear it because the camera was right next to his cameras are really close too. So the camera's right next to us, so he had to take it off.
Yeah, fun fact, I had my hat. So like, all right, a little of my character, which I made on the spot, is a little like a Fresh Prince type of vibe. You know, I wanted to be like that cool cat, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, that's getting money. And I had my hat sideways, like on my head, like sideways. So, but just be in terms of like the camera angles and all that. So I had to take the hat off. But I had it on the side, and I took it off. But yeah, shout out to Raising Kanan costume department, man. They really be putting on for
absolutely
hour, bro. They put on, bro.
They put that shit on.
They put it on.
Everybody be dressed fresh. Everybody.
And they do their research. They do their research for sure. Like they really sit down and like go through the 90s movies. Like they research, like, and they make sure that everything is spot on. Like,
well, it's funny you should say that because as sneakerheads, we are real big sneakerheads with them, as you can tell.
I meant to ask y'all too, man. I'm telling y'all, I need them Timbs, man. The ones that come all the way up. I'm gonna holler at y'all about those. I need a pair of those. I swear.
You talking to the right man.
I love to put that shit on. And the crazy part about it, I live in the South. So Fresh, he lives in Maryland. I live in Georgia. Decent. And he'd be like, yo, Retro, why the hell you be wearing them supers all the time? Like, it don't get cold out there for that. Like, listen, I put that shit on, yo. I put that shit on.
Yes, sir. That's dope.
That's crazy, yo. I guess one of the last things that we want to ask about the show itself is when you guys go to the table read, you guys don't know beyond the scenes that you're shooting, right? So you guys are kind of like just like us watching the show. Y'all don't really have no insight on what's going to happen prior to the scenes that you guys read for, right?
Yeah. Correct. So we don't we know based off of, it depends on like your contract and how many episodes you're in. It goes off of that, you know what I mean? So what we didn't get the final. We got like 4 different versions of our script, and they like the NDA keeps it tight. Like you have to put a password in, you have to unlock to get into the portal with the script and stuff like that. They really don't play no games with that. Like that's for real. So we knew what was happening in our scene before we got there, but we didn't know what the episode was going to pertain until we got into the table read. Correct. So when we got into the table read, that's when everybody, because they send you your individual, they don't send you the whole script for the episode. You get your individual part.
Okay, so you just get, so when you get your script, it's just your lines.
It's just our lines. Yep.
Do you even know who you filming with?
We didn't. That's why when we got to the table read, we found out that Unique was still alive because we didn't know.
We didn't know. It was crazy. It was bizarre.
That's crazy. So to piggyback off that question, so before we get to the last question, so when you do the table readings, like how do you know, like let's just say for instance, like you said, you guys found out Unique was still alive. Like how do you know like where your part comes in during the table reading if you don't like get the whole script?
So what they do is they everybody shuts their cameras off and they call out, they read this thing which is called the scene directions and the stage directions in the script. They read that, they say what page, you know, your page number and stuff like that. When they call your page number and they call which scene it is, they're like, okay, scene 12, Low Life Gang is inside of a bar, Jukebox walks in, starts line with Flip-Lo. Turn your camera on. So it goes like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Brush, you want to take us out with the last question, bro?
Yep, I'll take out. So for the final question, so for you two who are both in the industry, what other areas of entertainment are you interested in exploring, like acting, producing, directing, writing, etc.?
Hey, bro, I'll let you start with this one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I want to touch it all, man. And I'm
Okay.
be honest. Like, I like, I have a little, I have a little taste of what it is to like direct and write projects because I like all my short films I directed and I wrote and I filmed it and I starred in. So I have a little taste of what it's like. So I would like to like do that more in the industry, and make a name for myself. So yeah, definitely love to touch more and direct and write and star in some projects.
I think with me it's a little different because I'm just not in the directing bag yet. I wanna be a part of like more projects. So I want to go video game voiceover, like cartoon, like voiceover, film, TV. Like I want to be a part of everything. I
Yeah.
think I won't probably get into my directing mode until after I have like at least like 13 or 14 projects under my belt. Like when I'm real seasoned, then I'll probably channel into that side. Cause I just like being a part of other people's like worlds. Like that's just like, what I'm saying? That's why I love what I do.
Okay. That's what's up.
Agreed.
Well,
And
whatever
to
y'all
wrap
get
us
into,
up-
we gonna be waiting. We gonna be watching.
Sure is, cause shout out
Word.
to y'all for getting your IMDb credits. We
thank you so
watching
much.
and we keeping up with y'all projects. So with that being said, tell us about, if you can or if you'd like to, plug yourselves in. What projects are you working on? What we need to be on the lookout for? Because I mean, y'all boys in there. We ready to see the next thing.
Sir. So I got right now is I'm doing a TV show that I can't talk about yet, but I got that coming real soon. I'm about to do a film starting next month. So I have that coming. I am on a show right now that's about to be on Broadway, which is the show is called Call Forth a Woman, and it goes up April 26th at the Schubert Theater in New Haven, Connecticut, and it's about the women in the Bible. So it's we always talk about Jeremiah, Moses, like of course, but we don't talk about the women that went against Pharaoh to carry Moses and keep him alive, which is Shiphrah and Puah. We don't talk about how Deborah led the army with Barak. You know what I mean? And we don't talk about how Ruth and Naomi, how Ruth asked Boaz, who was a guardian redeemer, which is who I play, to be her husband. So we don't touch base into those stories about women in the Bible. And shout out to Renee McGee because she's directing this project and it's going on at a Broadway stage. And I really think this show is definitely going to go far. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Okay. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, shout out Jamar, man. He's really doing his thing, man. Shout out Jamar. He locked in. And for me personally, I have some films that I'm creating that's coming out soon. I have this film that I made. It's called 90s Fine, and I wrote a whole script to it, and I can't wait to drop that. And as well as another film called Days of Pogue, which is inspired by the Netflix show Outer Banks that I wrote. That's coming real soon. And other than that, I'm going on auditions for a lot of projects. So let's see what's next for your boy. Can't wait to see what's next, man.
All right.
We can't wait to see what's next on y'all plate.
Yep.
Show,
Hey.
man. Love.
And listen, y'all boys are welcome back anytime y'all want. Y'all want to come and catch a live with us? Y'all are welcome to come back anytime. We appreciate y'all taking the time out of y'all Friday evening to come and chill with us and answer our questions. Again, congratulations, man. That was just awesome that you guys landed these roles, man. I can't give you enough flowers for that. Y'all fellas did that.
We're definitely
proud of y'all.
Thank you.
We're proud of y'all. We're gonna be watching.
Thank
All right.
you,
So
appreciate it.
any last thoughts, questions first?
Not on my plate. I was just
Nah.
gonna tell them plug in y'all Instagram and whatever else.
Social media,
Yeah.
Let them know where to find y'all.
Yeah. So you can find me closed captioning on Instagram, CC acting _ on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at. You can follow me up there.
Yes, sir. And for me, man, Ro Jiggy on all platforms. JIGGY on YouTube, TikTok, Discord, whatever you want. Roll Jiggy on every platform, man. Much love for you guys for having us on this platform, man. It's really dope to
Absolutely,
be
absolutely, man.
Like I said, man,
intel with each other.
we truly appreciate both of y'all for coming on our platform, just even taking the time out to even, just talk about the show as well as y'all careers, answering questions, all that. We are very, very much appreciated for that. You know what I'm saying? So, like Retro said earlier, we want to give y'all flowers, man, for doing y'all thing on one of our favorite shows.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, guys, that'll wrap us up for this evening. Y'all make sure y'all tune in on Sunday, 6 p.m. for our recap for episode 407. It was a heavy one, so we got a lot of things to talk about in this episode. Shout out to the fellas for coming through and joining us this Friday evening. All right, guys, we will see you all on the next show.